Is it better now?
Sorry?
Is it better now? Is the voice better now?
Yes, a bit.
Okay.
Okay, so what about the work? Have you finished the work assignment?
I'm done till point 3, 4 and
Sorry?
5. I'm done till 6.3.
One is left. They are, I think, till 6.4.
Yeah, there's 6 activities.
Okay. And
I'm
what
done
about
half of them.
the end of chapter questions?
4.
End of chapter questions. Chapter 6.
No.
So why haven't you completed all of the work?
I wasn't at home most of the time yesterday, so that's why. But I'll finish it
Where were you?
by today night. I had some other commitments, so I wasn't around. But I'll finish them by
Commitments
today
besides
evening.
studies.
I'll finish them by today evening.
Okay, but would you like to tell what are the commitments besides studies?
Sorry?
What are the important commitments besides studies?
Oh, it was personal ones of like going. We had already made plans, like they were going at someone's house, and
Okay, but first try to focus on your studies, and then you can
yes,
do other commitments, right? And
yeah,
your mom has told me that you have winter vacations from next.
yes,
Okay, so that
yes,
it means that you have ample amount of time to cover the assignments and the work I have assigned you. There will be no excuses in the vacations.
yes.
I hope so. Okay. So what we should do? Should we start the next chapter, or you want to complete your work?
Sorry?
Should we start the next chapter, or you want
Yes.
to complete your work?
No, we can start the next chapter.
And when will I get the work?
I'll do it after
Right.
class, and
Okay.
I'll send it.
Today you will send me.
Yes.
Okay. And from next week, your class will be on Tuesday. I think your mom has told you.
Sorry?
From next week, your class will be on Tuesday. I think your
Yes.
mom told you.
Yes, she told me.
I think 5 p.m. Yeah, 5 p.m. Your time is 5 p.m.
Yes.
Pakistan Standard Time. Okay, so yes, start the next chapter. And yes, I have checked your quiz, which forget to send you yesterday. I'm sending you your quiz. Quiz 3. Just wait for a second. I'm just sending.
Okay.
Chapter 5 case is also left. International case.
Sorry, your voice is
Sorry.
unclear. Your voice is a bit unclear.
Okay. Now is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. I'm asking about the international case, chapter 5. That was also left.
Yes, I put it all together so you'll get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you receive the file?
Yes, I received the file.
You can check and then we'll move towards the start of the chapter.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
You have checked?
Yes, I have checked it.
Okay, just give me a second. I'm sharing the screen with you.
Okay.
Is the screen visible to you?
Yes, it is. I can see the screen.
Chapter 7. This chapter is related to the organization and management of any company or organization.
Yes.
Learning outcomes. Draw, interpret, and understand simple organizational charts.
Yes.
Understand the features of simple hierarchical structures, span of control, hierarchy, chain of command.
Mhm.
These are the simplest hierarchical structures that we are going to cover in this chapter. Roles, responsibilities, and interrelationships between people in organizations.
Yes.
Okay, now come to it the organizational structure. Organization structure refers to the ways that businesses organize their human resources, employees. Also refers to the levels of management and division of responsibilities within an organization. As businesses grow, there is a growing need for the structure to be formalized. So organizational structure is basically the organized form of business, and it consists of organizing the employees that are working in an organization, and it also refers to the levels of management in an organization, the division of responsibilities and roles of employees have been chalked out in this organizational structure.
Okay.
The slide is not moving. Yes. Now there is an example of the COSY Corner convenience store case study.
Yes.
It is owned and managed by Bill Murray. It is a sole trader business. Bill has no employees. He works a long day, 12 hours usually, does all the jobs involved in running a busy convenience store. So he is basically a sole trader and he is working on his own in the store. He is working individually.
Yeah.
What task would Bill need to do to run the store? These are the tasks or the roles of the responsibility of Bill that he is performing in the store. First is ordering new stock, going to the bank to pay in cash, keeping paperwork up to date, serving customers, arranging shelf displays, advertising in the local newspapers, finance, and cleaning. These are all the responsibilities that Bill is performing in the store. For this sole trader business, Bill Murray does not need any organizational structure because he is working alone. There is no need to lay out other responsibilities for employees and no other management levels. However, Bill is exhausted. It is the end of another long day, and it is the end of another long day, and he has realized that he is not a Superman and he cannot perform all of the work by himself. So he has decided to hire a shop assistant. He wanted to make the task and responsibilities clear. Why? Because two people might end up doing the same job, or some work might not be done at all. If he is going to hire the shop assistant, that it might be possible that Bill and the other shop assistant will be doing the same job, or it might also be possible that some of the work will not be done. So for that, he has to design the responsibilities of shop assistant. Okay, just wait for a second. What happens to this slide? The text is going beyond the slides. Just let me arrange it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So where were we? Yes, we are on example. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we have discussed that he is going to hire the shop assistant, and for that he has to write the job's responsibilities of the job assistant. The bill is going through a very important concept, that is delegation.
Yes.
This means that Bill will be giving authority to do certain tasks, but the final responsibility is his.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes.
assuming he hires Anna to help him, he can give her the task of arranging the shelves. She will arrange them, and he will be responsible to make sure that they are correctly displayed. So now he is
Okay.
giving some important responsibilities and authority to an assistant named Anna, and his responsibility is to arrange the shelves properly, and Phil will look after it.
Okay.
Delegation. What is delegation and what are the benefits? For the manager, the benefits are cannot do every job themselves, less likely
Yes.
to make mistakes if some of the tasks are being performed by their subordinates. Third, measure the success of their staff more easily. These are the benefits for the manager, that he cannot perform all of the activities himself, and there would be less mistakes if the tasks are performed by more workers or subordinates, and he can see through the success of their staff more easily. For the subordinate, the advantages for the subordinates are the work becomes more interesting and rewarding. The employer feels important and believes that trust is being put in them to perform a job well. Delegation helps to train workers and they can make progress in the organization, giving them career opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
For the staff, the work becomes more interesting and challenging because they have been given delegation the power to make the decisions themselves, and they have the authority to do the work properly, and the employees will also feel important because as the delegation is being given to them, authority is being delegated, so they will feel that they are more they are considered more trustworthy, and they will do the work more effectively.
Okay.
Next. Yes, delegation. Why might a manager not delegate? First is trust issue. Managers could be worried that the subordinates might fail. Second, manager could want to control everything himself. Third, insecure manager. There is a risk that the subordinates might do a better job than the manager, and so the manager is worried that she might be replaced. So these are the concerns of the manager um, when he is not going to delegate his authority to the subordinates. Trust issue. They might think that the subordinates will not perform properly.
Yes.
Managers want complete control, and
Yes.
the manager is insecure as well. There might be a risk that the subordinates or the staff working under them might perform very well job, and there might be a probability that that subordinate will replace that manager.
Yes.
So these are the three reasons why the managers will not delegate authority to the subordinate. Trust issue, control, complete control, insecure manager. Next, what are the advantages of a decentralized management structure? Decisions are taken by the people who are closer to the action.
Yeah.
Managers taking the decision feel more trusted and will have more satisfaction from their work. Third is quick decision making. Uh, Let me share you the concept of centralization and decentralization. Okay, centralization and decentralization management structure. A centralized management structure means that most decisions are taken at the center of the business by higher levels of management. In the centralized management structure, most of the decisions are taken by the higher level or the superior management. A decentralized management structure means that many decisions are not taken at the center of the business but are delegated to lower levels of management. Most of the decisions are not taken by the higher authorities, but it is mostly given to the lower level of the management to decide and perform the tasks accordingly. Yes, what are the advantages of a decentralized management structures? Decisions are taken by the people who are closer to the action. Managers taking the
Mhm.
decisions feel more trusted and will have more satisfaction from their work and quick decision making. If the subordinates are taking the decisions, they will take the decisions according to the situation of the work, and they will
Yeah.
feel more comfortable, and they have more job satisfaction.
Mhm.
Yes. So the cozy corner convenience store. He has written a job description of the shop assistant. Main task: to open the shop in the morning, to be responsible for the ordering of all goods from suppliers, to arrange all
Yeah.
shelves displays, to help serve customers, to assist the managers in other ways directed by him. Working conditions: 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, 4 weeks holiday by negotiation, but not at same time as the manager.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Now is yes. Okay. Organizational structures. Organization charts. There are two types of organizational charts. One is A, you can see on the screen. See it carefully. And then another is B.
Yes.
Slide is not changing. Yes, it's changed now. Another structure is B. Okay, what is the difference between structure A and structure B? Can you tell?
Yes. So structure A is quite short but tall. It's like thin and tall.
Thin and tall.
Yes.
And B.
And B is wide and short.
Okay. Okay. Chain of command. The structure in an organization which allows instructions to be passed down from senior management to lower levels of management. In a chain of command, all of the orders are being passed from the high levels of the authority to the lower levels of the management. Span of control. The number of subordinates working directly under the manager is called the span of control. The number of staff employees that are working under the control of the manager is called the span of control. Organization charts. Chain of command. Chart A has a long chain of command. Chart B has a short chain of command. The charts I have shown you, now I am giving the description of it. Span of control. Chart A has a tall structure of span of control. Chart B has a wide structure of span of control. Therefore, the longer the chain of command, the taller will be the organizational structure and narrower the span of control. If the chain of command is longer, the organizational structure will be taller and the span of control will be narrower.
Okay.
Advantages, yes, next is advantages of organizational structure. Okay. Shows how everybody is linked together in the organization. All employees are aware of which communication channel is used to reach them with messages and instructions. Every individual can see their own position in the organization. They can identify who they are accountable to and who they have authority over. Employees can see who they should take orders from. Employees can see who they should take orders from. It shows the links and relationships between different departments within the organization. Everyone is in a department and this gives them a sense of belonging. So in organizational structure, every employee is linked with one another and they know that which communication channel to use in order to communicate with the higher authorities or to their subordinates, and they can easily identify their position in the organization. They know that to whom they have to give the answer for their actions and upon whom they are going, they have the authority. And it also shows a relationship and connection between different departments of an organization.
Okay.
Next is changing. Let's start. Yes, organization chart. This is an organization chart, example of an organization chart of an organization. First is the managing director, then comes marketing manager, personnel manager, purchasing manager, production manager, finance manager, and there is their subordinates. In the marketing manager, there are sales managers, marketing managers. In the personnel manager, training officer, industrial relationship officer. Purchasing manager has the buyer, warehouse manager, logistics officer. Production manager has a production control manager and quality manager. Finance manager has wages clerk, cost accountant, and one is left, that is sales manager has control over sales representative. So this is the hierarchy or the organization chart of an organization.
Okay.
Okay. So here we have identified the span of control of the managing director and the purchasing manager. Purchasing manager has this span of control: buyer, warehouse manager, and logistics officer. and managing director has what the managing director has. What is the span of control of managing director?
It is just a second. Yes, 5 subordinates under him.
Yes, these
Yeah.
all, or you can say he has all of the whole. He's responsible for whole of the setup, whole of the setup,
Yes.
all of the categories.
Yeah.
Okay, would you describe this as a wide or a narrow hierarchy?
Sorry.
Would you describe this as a wide or a narrow hierarchy? Oh, sorry.
Wide.
Yes, wide. Next is chain of command and span of control. Look at the two organization charts below. These are the same charts as we have discussed before. So I'm not going to discuss it again.
Yes.
Next slide. Yes. Advantages of short chains of command. Communication is quicker and more accurate. Top managers are less remote from the lower level of the hierarchy. Third is span of controls will be wider. If superiors have more people to manage, it will encourage managers to delegate more. There will be less direct control of each worker and they will be more trusted.
Yes.
So these are some of the benefits of short chains of command, that the communication is more easy and it is perfectly communicated to the to the assigned workers, and top managers are not very much far away from the lower management, and the span of control will be more wider. If the superiors have more people to manage,
Yes.
they will encourage the managers to delegate more. They will give the authority to the lower level of the management, and there will be quite less control of each worker, and the worker will feel more trusted as they will be given more power.
Yes.
Could you draw up organizational chart for the upper school?
Yes.
Yes, this is the hierarchy of the upper school. Head teacher, deputy heads, head of specialty, heads of department,
Yeah.
and teaching staff. So it might be possible that in different schools there will be different names for these departments. Yes. Chain of command, the way authority and power are passed down in the business. Who is responsible to whom?
Yes.
Span of control, the number of subordinates directly reporting to a superior. The number of employees that are at the lower level of the management, they will report to their superior level of management. Tall hierarchy. This is the shape of the tall hierarchy. Narrow span of control, tight supervision and control. And this is for the short hierarchy. Wide span of control, freedom for subordinates, and lower cost.
Yes.
Span of control is described as either being wide, each manager has lots of subordinates, narrow, each manager has few subordinates. So the span of control will be wider if the manager has more subordinates, and the span of control will be narrower if manager has less subordinates. Management functions. Planning. Setting objectives and making long and short-term plans for meeting the objectives. Organizing. Obtaining and coordinating resources so that a business objectives can be met. Leading.
Okay.
Leading. Influencing, guiding, and directing people under one's management to carry out their assigned tasks. Controlling, setting standards for work, evaluating performance, and solving problems that prevent certain task completion. These are the 4 management functions: planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. Without them, the management, the organization will not perform perfectly. First is planning. In the planning stage, you have to set the objectives and you have to make the long-term and short-term plans for completing those aims and objectives. There are certain objectives that you will write for any organization, and in order to meet those objectives, you have to make the plans. Organizing. You will obtain and coordinate resources so that the objectives you have can be met properly. Leading. In the leading stage, you will influence, guide, or direct the people how to carry the assigned task, how to handle different sort of works. You have to guide them or lead them. You have to give them the directions how to perform those tasks properly. Controlling. You will set the standards for the work, evaluate the performance of the workers, and solve the problems that prevent certain task completion. You will solve the issues that are arising in any sort of work. You will have to set standards for it, and you have to solve those problems. Planning. Planning is the act or process of creating goals and objectives as well as the strategies to meet them. Figuring out the resources that are needed and the standards that must be met. So there are 2 things that are most important in the planning stage. First of all, you have to create the goals and objectives. And for meeting those goals and objectives, you have to identify the resources that are needed.
Yes.
Organizing and staffing. Organizing is getting the resources arranged in an orderly and functional way to accomplish goals and objectives. Now in this stage, in the planning stage, you have identified the resources. In the organizing stage, you are going to arrange it or organize it in an orderly manner. Organize people, work resources, and equipment so that work is well coordinated. You have to now organize your human resources, you have to organize work processes and the instrument or the equipment or the methods that are required to perform the work. Hire and train employees, fire them when necessary. You have to hire and train those employees, you have to recruit those the employees needed, and you might fire them if required. Make sure employees have all the tools to do the job. You have to see, you have to look after that the employees have all of the things that are required to perform a job. Levels of management. Organizational chart shows how the firm is structured and who is in charge of whom. In the levels of, there are 3 levels of the management: top level manager, middle manager, and operational managers. Mostly this level of management, or the 3 levels that I am going to discuss here, it is mostly followed in most of the organizations. Top level manager. He is responsible for setting goals and planning for the future, as well as leading and controlling the work of others. Top level management can be composed of a chief executive officer, CEO, a president, and at least 1 vice president. The top level management is responsible for designing the goals and objectives for the organization, and they are also controlling and leading the employees as well. And mostly top level management has chief executive officers, presidents, and at least 1 vice president, CEO, president, and 1 vice president. Middle manager. Middle manager carries out decisions of top management, responsible for various departments in a business, such as production, marketing, and accounting departments. Also responsible for organizing functions as well as leading and controlling the work of others. Middle managers, they have to follow the decisions that are done by the high level management, and they are responsible for different departments like production, marketing, accounting, and they have to organize the functions, plus they have to lead and control the employees as well.
Yes.
Operational managers. Operational managers are responsible for the daily operations of the business. Supervisors, office manager, and few leaders. Operational managers, they have the responsibilities to look after the daily activities of a business. They include supervisors, office managers, and few leaders.
Yes.
Leading. Good management also requires good leadership. So a leader plays an important role in any business because he has to give the instructions to the employees to be followed by them properly. Leading means providing direction and vision. Set standards such as deadlines and sale quotas, delegate work, enforce policies, oversee time management, and provide feedback on employees' work along with resolving conflicts. Good managers lead by example, showing respect to others, honesty, loyalty, courtesy, and a strong work ethic can have a positive effect on employees. So the leaders are on the main position. They provide the direction and vision to the employees. They will set the standards,
Yes.
they can set the deadlines of the work, the sale targets, they will give the delegation authority to the workers, they will provide feedback to the employees, and they will also resolve the conflicts. And good managers always lead by example. They will give an example and the employees will follow it. So they have more cultural responsibilities as well, and they have more ethical responsibilities, or you can say they have more ethical responsibilities, so that the employees will follow them if they have more ethical responsibilities. Controlling. Controlling means keeping the company on track and making sure goals are met. Keep track of the schedule, budget, and the quality of the products or services. Monitor employees and review their performance according to the standards. Also involves monitoring customer satisfaction. In controlling, you have to make sure that the goals you have designed, they are going to work properly, they are going on their pace according to the time, and those goals are met on time, and the quality is also being achieved. You have to make sure that the schedule of the work, you have to see the budget and the quality of products and services as well. You have to see you have to see all of the employees, and you have to review their performance according to the standards. Plus, you also have to the most important responsibility is you have to see the customer satisfaction. How much customer is being satisfied by your business. Benefits of delegation. Makes work more interesting, increase job satisfaction, prepares staff for promotion, gives manager more time for other issues, subordinate feels trusted. These are the advantages of delegation.
Yes.
You can read it.
Okay. Yes, done.
Okay. Next is the types of leadership. There are three types of leadership: autocratic
Yes.
leadership, democratic leadership, and laissez-faire. First is autocratic leadership. Description: senior managers make all important decisions, closely supervise and control
Mhm.
workers. Managers do not trust workers and simply give orders, one-way communication. When suitable, it is suitable when quick decisions are needed in a company, for example, in a time of crisis, when controlling large numbers of low-skilled workers. So, autocratic leadership is when the senior managers they have to make all of the important decisions. They are in charge of all of the decisions. They have to control and supervise the workers more closely. And in this case, the managers are not considering the workers. They are lacking the trust on the workers, and they only give orders to the workers. They will not give the delegation, the delegating authority to the workers, as they have a trust issue. So it is a one-way communication, just from the managers to the lower level management.
Yes.
And it is suitable in the cases when very quick decisions have to be made in the time of crisis, and when you have to control large number of low skilled workers. When there are low skilled workers in your organizations, you can use this type of leadership.
Okay.
The democratic or participative leader. Okay. Who is the leader? Do you know the name of this leader? Hamza?
Yes.
I'm asking, do you know the name of this leader?
No.
No. Very famous.
No. I don't know.
Sorry,
I don't know.
he is Clinton.
Yes.
Clinton, Bill Clinton.
Oh, okay.
And who is Bill Clinton?
Um,
Leader of which
he
country?
was. Yeah.
Which country?
Sorry. The U.S.
Yes.
The U.S.
Okay.
is.
Includes one or more people in the decision-making process of determining what to do and how to do it. Leaders maintain the final decision-making authority. Managers trust employees, encourage employees to make decisions, delegate authority, power to employees and listen to their advice. This leader was used
Yes.
the democratic or participative leadership style. In this style, more people are being involved in the decision making process in order to see what are the goals and how they can be achieved.
Yes.
And the leaders have the final authority of decision making. In this case,
Mhm.
the managers trust employees. They will give the delegating power to the employees to make decisions, and they will also listen to their suggestions as well for any sort of decision. Laissez-faire or delegative leader. Laissez-faire is a French phrase meaning leave to do. Now, who is he? Who is he?
I can't hear you. Voice is
Sorry?
cutting off. Your voice keeps cutting off.
Hamza, your voice isn't clear. Is my voice coming properly?
Yes, now it is.
Okay. I'm asking who leader is this?
Sorry, who?
Leader is this. What's the name of this leader?
I don't know.
Really? You don't know?
Yeah, no.
Amazing, Hamza. You don't know. You don't study history?
No,
You haven't taken the history subject, geography, history.
no, I haven't. No, I haven't.
Okay. Don't watch the TV.
No, not really.
You're weak political information. You're weak of political information. Okay. So yeah. Okay. It allows the people to make their own decisions. Leader is still responsible for the decisions that are made. This style allows greater freedom and responsibility for the people. So your work is to find which leader is this. I'll ask you in the next class. This leader
Okay.
was using this type of style. It allows the people to make their own decisions. But in this case, the leader is still responsible for the decisions that are being made. And this style gives more freedom and responsibility to the people. Okay,
Yes.
now is trade unions. Okay. Trade unions. A trade union is a group of workers who have joined together to ensure their interests are protected. So the trade union is a group of workers in an organization to ensure the interest of the workers. Employees generally share many of the same interests, such as improving their pay, having a pleasant environment in which to work, being treated fairly by their employer, being given proper training and working in a safe environment. These are the interests of the employees, that they have a pleasant environment, a pleasant work environment, they have been treated properly and fairly by the employer, they have been given proper training. So these are the interests of the employers. Forming a trade union is a way of helping employees to achieve improvements in these different aspects of their employment. A trade union is a type of pressure group. So in order to achieve those interests and to help the employees, a trade union is created. It is a group which helps the employees to achieve their goals and objectives. Today, trade unions are found in many different countries around the world, from the US to Cuba, New Geneva. Why do workers join a trade union? When a people starts work, they may be asked by someone who represents a trade union if they want to join. If the worker decides to join the trade union, they will pay an annual subscription, a yearly fee.
Yeah.
So those people who want to be the part of the trade union, they have to pay an annual subscription fee, and there is a representative of a trade union, or you can say a leader of the trade union. So what benefits does the employer receive in exchange for paying their subscription? It varies from union to union, but generally includes many of the following benefits. So they are paying the subscription fee, and what advantages they are getting by paying such subscription. It is listed below. Strength in numbers, improved conditions of employment, for example, rates of pay, holidays, and hours of work. Improved environment where people work, for example, health and safety, noise, heating. Improved benefits for members who are not working because they are sick, retired, or have been made redundant. Retrenchment. Improved job satisfaction by encouraging training, advice, or financial support if a member thinks that they have been unfairly dismissed or made reluctant. Retrenchment, they have received unfair treatment or have been asked to do something that is not a part of their job. Benefits that are being negotiated or provided for union members, such as discounts in certain shops, provision of sporting facilities or clubs, employment where there is a closed shop. Okay, so these are the benefits of the trade union. One is that there will be more strength in numbers. The conditions of the working environment will be improved, and the conditions for the employees will also be improved. For example, the rates of pay, the number of holidays in a year, and the hours of work. They will be given benefits in holidays, hours of work, and rates of pay as well. Okay, the trade union will also consider those workers who are sick, retired, or being made redundant, and they will also help in improving the job satisfaction by training the employees. They will give the financial support to the members if they have been unfairly dismissed by the business, by the organization, or they have been made redundant by the business. They will give them the financial support or advice to them. So these are some of the benefits that the trade union will provide. Closed shop. What is a closed shop? All employees must be a member of the same trade union. There's a concept closed shop that the employees must be, or they should be a part of the same trade union. There are disadvantages of the trade union as well. That is, cost money to be a member, as we have already studied that they have to pay the subscription fee, annual subscription fee. May be required to take industrial action even if they do not agree. They have to take the industrial, might be required to take industrial action as well if they are not agreeing on certain decisions. Trade unions also seek to put forward their views to the media and influence government decisions, for example, on minimum wage legislation and employment laws. Improve communication between workers and management. Trade unions, they will put forward their views to the media and the other important influence groups, government groups. Like they can also provide or they give the suggestion to the government groups that there will be a certain minimum wage legislation and employment laws as well. And they will improve the communication between the employees and the management. So these are all terms we have discussed: hierarchy, chain of command, span of control, delegation, subordinates, line managers. I think line manager is left. Subordinate we have discussed. Yes, line manager is left. I discussed the definition with you. Okay, this is the hierarchy of any organization. CEO, MD, and board of directors will come under the senior management. Management will come under the middle management, and supervisors and other employees will come under the junior management. Sorry. So this is the top level management, CEO. Middle level management is the management, and the operational management is the supervisors. Okay, that is the end of the chapter. And in this chapter, we have discussed about how to draw and interpret and understand simple organizational charts, what is meant by hierarchical structures, span of control, chain of command, and delegation. We have discussed about the roles and responsibilities and interrelationships between the people in the organization, the importance of the role of the management, and different styles of the leaderships that the management might use, and why the employees join trade unions. I hope so you have understood them all.
Yes.
Okay, just one is one concept is left, that is line manager. Let me share it with you. Yes. Okay, line managers. Line managers have direct responsibility over the people below them in the hierarchy of an organization. It's an easy concept that they have direct control over the people below them. These are the line managers. Now, yes, work, home assignment. What we have to do now. The previous task that you have to do, and chapter 7 activities and questions as well. Now, you will send me the chapter 6 activities today, and you will send me the chapter 7 activities on Monday, or Monday or Tuesday, because you have a class on Tuesday.
Yes.
Okay. And I hope so that all of the work will be okay. And
Okay.
the next your next assignment, chapter 7 activities and questions. That is all from my side. Do you want to ask any query related to the topic or anything?
No, nothing.
Okay, fine. Okay, Hamza, Allah Hafiz. Take care. We'll meet in the next class, inshallah, on Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time.
Yes.